Okay, great. So again, welcome to the strategy session. Today, we're not going to have any set topic. I just figured we'd do a wild card. I was making a few notes, things we want to talk about. You guys, feel free to drop links to any of your capture pages or Facebook pages or ads or anything you want. And we'll just talk away about all this stuff right now. This is your time, of course, every week to get any help, anything you might need. We do wild card stuff, new ideas. Sometimes it's scheduled, and there's a set topic like last week where we built a funnel from soup to nuts, trying to get homeowners into our database. This week, I'm just going to go around kind of some of the stuff I've been seeing and what we've been working on here. Starting with, let's go into the Facebook group and screencasting. So I mentioned that there's a new Screencast-O-Matic app. There's other screencasting tools that we've talked about, like Screencastify, which is a Chrome app. Screencastify.com. I'll send into the chat box. Screencast-O-Matic.com is the other one. Snagit you could use. And the blog post that I posted to the group and put on the site yesterday, trying to basically posit or brought up the idea that maybe it would be useful, instead of trying to come up with something to write when you're sending your follow-ups to your customers, or trying to come up with new content or write a blog post, you could just fire up a screencast software and start recording. And some advantages to this, of course, would be that people get to hear your voice, they get to maybe see you and see if they have rapport with you. And it's really easy once you get into the flow. Most of these apps, the two that I just mentioned, let you upload straight to YouTube really quickly, and the whole thing takes you just a few minutes. So a few things you might screencast, of course, is we have a list here. You could snapshot your MLS, anything from your MLS, a niche focused search, yesterday's biggest price reduction. Say, hey, just some news today. Just noticed that 123 Main Street was reduced 33%. Oh my God, that seller must be motivated. This thing's going to sell fast now. It's suddenly a good deal when it wasn't before, And you do a quick little video about that, a just listed video about a new listing. You can do something that positions you as an expert. Maybe bring up your standard agreement of sale, and screencast a clause like the home inspection clause, and just say, hey, just want to explain this. We get a lot of questions about home inspections. Here's kind of what this clause means. You do all your disclosure. I'm not a lawyer, but this is what the contract says and what it means for you. And if you need somebody to help walk you through all this, I'm your agent. Mortgage rates, mortgage program changes. Paul just posted something to the group about a new program. I didn't, at a quarter of my eye, I didn't get to read it, but that would be a good thing to do a screencast about. And you could always just every day go, hey, here's the property of the day. Without ever going out and doing a property tour, you screencast the living room or something. You show a few pictures of the property. Hey, I saw this, or I'm going to go preview this in a few days. My property today. If you want to come along, let me know. Technically, this is really easy stuff to get done. I mean, these screencasting softwares are not hard to use once the learning curve is literally 2 minutes, 5 minutes. You read the documentation and you're good to go. So just a great quick way to create content. Paul was kind enough. I tried to do a contest, but I kind of expected every time we do this, it kind of flies back at me. Every time I ask the community to create video, nobody does. I don't know, this is sort of one thing that could make you a lot of money. Trust me. Just putting yourself out there in video, but nobody ever does it. Maybe there's some fear or whatever, but Paul, of course, was game, and he posted a video. So I'm going to put him on the spot and just show it right here. I don't even know if you're on.
Here from Reese Nichols and the KC Metro team. You might also know me from the KC Metro foreclosure page. I'd like to take a minute or two today to talk about some reasons why renters won't buy and how that could really affect you in the long run. So the number one reason that renters won't buy is they believe that they cannot afford a down payment for a mortgage. Now, this is according to a survey done by the Freddie Mac, and you can see the different age ranges: 18 to 24, 44% people, 25 to 34-year-olds, 62% of people believe.
Okay, Paul's saying the video sound isn't working great, so I won't put you through that. But he's basically doing a video about reason renters won't buy. Paul, I didn't watch the whole thing. I'm sure at the end there's a call to action. But you are the winner of the $100 in Facebook ads. So let me know if you want this specific video run in an ad. Maybe we can do that live today, or if you just have a lead capture page you want some extra traffic to, and we'll do that. Let's see. Woohoo! Paul says, all right. So basically, as you can see, all Paul did there, if you see it on the screen, and maybe it's small, but you can look at it in the group, he just had a graph up, and he picked the little webcam option in his screencasting software, and just started talking. I mean, it's a static picture and him talking, and it's video content that lets people see that he's an expert, engage with him, and if I'm sure, assuming he did it right, he does some kind of call to action at the end. So you guys can go ahead and watch that now, or watch it at the end of the session. Fast forward to the end, there's a call to action at the end.
Renters Network. Look, we're
income to finance your closing costs. So that you have less money out of pocket.
Paul, just tell me what it is, since I know everybody can't hear the audio, and I can just share with everybody what the call to action is and why you did the video. But it looks like the hook here is he can target, you could, I assume you can go to Facebook here, target people who don't already own a home, show them this video, and then have people reach out to you directly if you wonder if you've tried that yet or not. Ah, cool. So he's using a tracking number. There's a pop-up with a tracking number to call for more info. Paul, what are you using? I know what is tracking software? I think everybody's probably going to ask me, do you use for this? I'm going to go to the end now so we can see this happen.
There's ways to get you. Give us a call. 913-732-1247. Thanks.
So I didn't see the pop-up here, but Paul's doing direct phone number lead gen there with his screencast to get more details about whatever it is he's doing. And we never talk about IVR, and I know you use it, Paul. We need to do a whole session about IVR as a bonus and all the different ways it can be used. Okay. All right, so moving on. Let's see what else is going on in the group. So that's screencasting. Start doing screencasting. The numbers from analytic call tracking. Paul, if you have an affiliate link or whatever, I'm happy to share it with everybody and have you get credit for that. Or we can just do a bonus session later this week or next about that specific technology. Jayton's doing a pretty cool campaign here in the group. He's running a price reductions campaign. And I've always liked this one. It works, especially where you can't do foreclosures in Canada. Price reduced homes, free list Toronto's homes for sale, price reduced. He's running this and doing well with it, which is cool to see. And there were a few other threads here. Hayes just started a thread about how to reconnect with people you haven't talked to in a while. And my response was, and everybody else can chime in and let us know what you think, but my response was that, just reach out, mention you were in the area and you thought of them, and just ask if they thought about buying or selling a home or an investment property. Hey, you came to mind. I sold you a house 3 years ago. You think you might want to buy an investment property now? I think that's a pretty, most people would be flattered by that offer. It's a nice way to sort of reconnect and offer something. Can I send you a list of investment properties in your area? And a nice lead in for people you haven't talked to in a while. And then one other thing in the group here, a biggie that we haven't played with in a long time, but we should do more of, is this land idea. The other day I looked at the analytics for Reticulous, and this agent, I don't know if he wants me, sharing his market or his name, because you can obviously see his market. But I saw like 18 or 16 referrals come to our thank you page, our old Second Step VIP survey page in one day, and they were all for this offer. And it's such a simple little page, Jefferson County homes with land, and he was clearly either running a Craigslist ad or a Facebook ad and getting people to opt in. And it's just I think this is a great way to get people into your fold, and could lead to a lot of different things if you want to target, end up working with builders, or maybe people who are going to, buy a property and then build on it. Nice, easy land transactions could be the way to go. So just want to plant that seed in your guys' minds. Remind you that there's an example of a page that seems to have been converting pretty well here. But the free weekly list language in our foreclosure page should also work. Free weekly list, Jefferson County homes with land. Free weekly list of Jefferson County homes with 3 or more acres, right? Something like that should all work. Okay, moving on with the wild card. Oh, Paul mentioned, yeah, I'll look at the Homepath. There's a little thing there about Homepath. Maybe there's a lead capture angle in there. 3% closing cost paid by Fannie Mae through Homepath. Guys, I'm having trouble. Usually I can see all your comments, but I'm on Windows today, and the GoToWebinar thing looks totally different than it does every week, and I'm just a little lost because I can only see a line or two. So please excuse me. I'm sorry if it seems like I'm jumping all around. Okay, let's see. So client re-engagement, land as a hook. Want to talk for a minute about mobile optimized sites. Everybody probably knows Google had a little algorithm change, and it, in theory, it sounds like they're going to be ranking sites higher that are more mobile friendly, and kind of devaluing sites that aren't so mobile friendly. Our old theme at Reticulous, which I've used forever, was the dynamic theme from Catalyst, but they have since moved over and made it part of Genesis, the Studio Press line. And the version I had, it had some responsiveness, but it didn't look great on mobile. So in case anybody's curious, this isn't the prettiest, but it's got sound strategy going on, which I'm going to talk about in a minute. And the biggest thing being right now is that it's totally mobile friendly, the theme I've installed. The theme is, let me show you behind the scenes here. I know I'm going to get the question. The theme is called Spacious. And I actually, instead of spending money, I went and got the free one first to try it out. So you can get this theme for free. And then I went ahead and bought for $50 or something the upgraded version, which let me do some more color customization and gave me some more options. But it's called Spacious. You can get it for free if you happen to use WordPress. And on mobile, it just kind of, it does the right thing. Let me see if we can kind of collapse our browser and give you kind of idea of what it might look like mobile. I think the major thing it does is, you'll see right here, it collapses your menu, and it makes it so you can kind of drop it down right here, which makes it more user-friendly. And as you go down, all the content responds in. As you go down, the sidebar becomes the bottom of the page. Right there. So that's called Spacious. Go to Appearance, Themes. Who is using WordPress out of the 30 or so, or however many people are on today, live with us? How many people are using WordPress? Just curious. Yes. 2. I will get to yours, Patricia, about different landing pages. Okay, so we have a few WordPress users. Hey guys, give me 1 minute. I need to fix, I can't see your comments. I need to try to figure this out. So sorry. For some reason, the questions box is tiny in our GoToWebinar app here. You probably can't see me clicking around, but it's covering my screen and I can't. Ah, there we go. You're able to unlock it from the pane here. Okay. Pat wants me to brainstorm about different landing pages. Sure, we can go through some of the templates and then talk about different angles and some landing page. Yes. There's a fair amount of WordPress people here. So yeah, check out your theme that you're using. Think about maybe, whether or not you want to switch to something more mobile friendly if it's not responding. It could influence your Google rankings. And just a few things we have going on. I kind of like to follow the social triggers, at socialtriggers.com model, where there's not a lot of design going on. It's your content, a little one or two things in the sidebar over here, something underneath each post, your core lead capture element. I like this related post things with a site like ours that has a lot of content. It seems to help increase page views and keep people on the site longer. So I do have a plugin installed that shows related posts. And then basically, if you want, a little bit of this stuff down at the bottom. Sent an email on Saturday about this. This is a sticky widget. Let's see. That was called. See how it stays there when I scroll down? So it kind of stays front and center. So you might do that with your core lead capture element, and that's a plugin called. Let's bring this up here. Oh my goodness. I didn't put it in the post, so you have to watch the video to get it. But there's a little video from Saturday if you missed it. It shows how I figured out what plugin this was when I saw it on Social Triggers, kind of how I snooped it out, and then what it's called and how to install it if you guys want to try using that. Okay, so we had a few requests here for content to put into the session. Optimized Press has finally gone mobile. Yeah, that's interesting. I didn't know that was an issue with them. I'm gonna geek out for a second, guys, but I've recently thinking about buying these guys, which is kind of like Optimized Press Thrive themes. Looks really cool. I saw these guys using this and thought it was really neat. It's like an Optimized Press alternative. But instead of having that same Optimized Press look as everybody else, it might be cool to get. I thought Thrive themes looked great because they did have a couple of different designs and a different look and feel. But this is Todd Brown's marketing funnel automation, which, by the way, in addition to digitalmarketer.com, if you want some real nitty-gritty web marketing trainings, he's got a bunch of lead magnets here, probably a bunch of free stuff you can grab, and some good products. I bought a few of them. There's some really good stuff here on marketingfunnelautomation.com. But I noticed he was using Thrive themes. I think this is a pop-up from them. Pretty cool stuff for all you WordPress users if you might want to go there. Okay, so let's talk about capture pages. All right, Pat's asking. Let's talk just about general capture page strategy. We'll show some examples of capture pages. Capture pages are at the core of a lot of what we do because we know that simple one-page websites will convert better than our typical IDX search site, where you might get 2 to 8%. If you're lucky on your market leader site, or even something good like Conversion, or one of the IDX portals are out there. You can use a straight up capture page, meaning a page that does nothing but go for the info and doesn't have any other navigation, and get 20, 30, 40, even upwards of 50% or more conversions. So as most people here on the call probably know, here's one of our tried and true messages and pages and templates. One second here. It's the foreclosure page. And I think this page is a good starting point for any other thing you might want to do. I don't know how this has a different background than usual, but it's free weekly list of area, bank, or government-owned foreclosure deals. See the list now. And you could easily, of course, swipe out anything here. Free weekly list of any niche-focused property type. And the sky is the limit. You can go into your IDX and come up with anything. Free weekly list of homes under 250,000 in the York Suburban School District. You pick a hot school district and you pick a price point at which you know there's only a few properties, and that's going to be interesting to anybody who might be thinking of moving into that school district, who's going to be, trying to nudge their way in at the lower price point there, the first-time home buyer, right? Free weekly list of new construction, condos, land, and at its base, a good capture page keeps it simple. It's the headline that offers some kind of compelling benefit, hits people over the head, and then the instant gratification call to action right here in the button tells them exactly what to do. So your button should say, "Hey, do this," and it's not limited by It's not limited by having 18 different fields: name, phone number, what's your birthday, things like that. We keep it really simple with just an email, and that's what allows us to get high conversions. Different examples of pages. I think, Pat, that's what you were looking for. Okay, Paul has a request. Let's do it. Paul is asking, and this is good. I'll show you some other examples, and then we're gonna do Paul's request, which is build one in the Vine for the 3% Fannie Mae offer. That's free money for buyers. That's a good. He's telling me there, giving me some guidance on what the hook would be. Free money for first-time buyers, right? Okay. So a few of our capture page templates, Pat, and let me know if you wanted something more specific out of us here. But some other example pages would look like, you do luxury executive homes. I don't know why I'm doing this. You can go in lead barrel, everybody, and just go to the Vine section, go to real estate, and see some. I should probably get a few more up. Here's a recruiting page. So you would show this page to only people who you think would be real estate agents. These would be people on Facebook who like real estate agent directory, official real estate referral group, some of the big pages out there that you probably have liked in the past. Target other agents who like those, but who live in your area as a recruiting angle. We have our What's Mine Worth seller page. You can do a video page, like so. Just embed the YouTube in there, and do the opt-in for more of the same deal videos, more of the same type of video. And yeah, I'm not sure what else you were looking for, but if you browse the Vine, Pat, there are some other ideas in there for you. And now let's go ahead and build one as Paul requested. Okay, Pat has a good question. The video, no, just grab the embed code from YouTube and embed it inside of one of the boxes as you build your page. So grab the YouTube embed. We are going to fix this. I don't even know if he's fixed it yet. The YouTube videos themselves don't respond, aren't so responsive based on size. So you're going to want to keep the size of your width of your container down around 300 or so pixels for now when you're embedding YouTube videos. I've done it a number of times. It works fine, and then it shows up pretty good on most mobile. Keep it under that length. Okay, so let's see. Let's mess around and make a page here for the Fannie Mae offer. And then we're going to put it in the Vine for everybody to use. Oh, we've never done this. Thanks, Paul. Yeah, why aren't we doing this live? Now we can make a template for everybody to use. Ready? Create and manage landing pages. All starts there. Build new page from scratch. Free money, Fannie Mae Homepath. Hey, Paul, can I ask you to drop me I can probably go grab that link, because that's probably going to be our thank you page, right? It's the page that has the details about the property, about the thank you. You're right one step ahead of me. Okay, I'll grab that here in a second. Okay, let's go ahead first, and we won't even worry for now about the background. I'll just leave a flat color. Okay, so And I could literally just make a black background. If I wanted to, I could grab an image, but we're not going to beat ourselves up. We're just going to pick a flat color for the background. I'm going to go to my container. I like keeping the container either white or all black. Right here. There we go. Okay. And our headline will be free money for first time home buyers. Now, I wonder if Facebook might not love this. They don't like money related stuff. They're a bunch of geeks. They don't like the money related stuff. So let's see. New program for, and then you can put insert area. For insert area, first time home buyers. Okay, I'm going to add another input field, another text box, subheadline. Right up here, I clicked up top to add another box. My goodness. I'm having a little trouble. I'm having speed issues on my Wi-Fi. I'm on Windows, so there's always going to be problems. And Lead Barrel is known to do what it just did. I have the content right here. It's just not showing it to me. And Bill would tell me it's just my internet connection, just not loading things fast enough. But let's see. Let's try re-editing. There we go. It is there when I come back to the page. So guys, if you ever get that bug, it's probably still there. Just save the page and come back to it. New program for Tampa area first-time home buyers. Let's go to our subheadline. Get 3% sellers closing cost assist. Assistance. You can get 3%. So when you participate in this program today. Okay, and then we will come down and we'll drag right up here. New program. Let's see, special financing program. Now guys, I'm writing copy on the spot. This may evolve. Special financing program. I think it's important to remember you're not always going to get these right. We could launch this page, this could bomb, but it could just be because of the way we're wording the headline. And if anybody has any suggestions or you're seeing something that I'm missing, I'm all ears. Special financing program for first-time homebuyers. You can get 3% sellers closing cost. You can get I'm not going to go sellers there. I think sellers is getting a little too specific and might be misrepresenting what the program is. I don't clearly understand the program myself. 3% yet. 3% closing costs. How about this? Get a okay, and then my email box, I'm going to go, I like making that bigger. Enter best email. And submit button. learn more. This is pretty simple, right? We're not really learn more. Okay, it could be start now. Let's go with, okay. All right. How are we doing, guys? Closing cost assistance. Okay. 3% closing cost assistance. Thank you, Goran and Paul. So subheadline, closing cost assistance. All right. And then here is, so the page is mostly built. Let's now go and look at our thank you page. And maybe we'll try to match what that looks like. Do a little design here to try to keep everything looking steady. So here's the Homepath page. Okay, there's training. Great. Okay, I'm going to use, there's an extension called Color Picker for Chrome. If you Google that, a Chrome extension, I'm going to use that to kind of pick the same color. Pick color from page. It copies it to my clipboard. I'm going to come back into my landing page here, and I'm going to change my background to keep everything looking consistent. Apply. There we go. We can go green here. Oops. Oh boy. All right, I was trying to do the submit button. Wow. Okay. Well, this is a very simple page. Special finance program for first-time home buyers. You can get a 3-cent. Learn more. Am I missing anything? Does it need to be more complicated? Does it need to pop a little more than that? I think this is an okay place to start. As far as I know, there's no, Pat's asking if there's still issues with the color picker and lead barrel. Not that I know of, but I don't use Windows that often, and I'm assuming what I was just going through, because the guy who develops this, Bill, he's always on Windows. I'm assuming what I was just dealing with was the way the calls are going to be being made with the speed of the internet and the GoToWebinar running, and I have screencasting software running at the same time. But not sure about that. But if you type in a color, it usually works as it just did. Hit apply. Anyway, that's it. A very simple landing page for that offer. And then all I need to do now is go to the page. Click on the gear. Set my redirect URL. Here we go. Is that Mike said? Mike, are you just messing with me? Is that I always think that that's so easy to do. Am I kind of? You're saying go through steps 1 through 15. I mean, did I move too fast or what? I mean, you make the page, you do the you set the after opt, and really, I know that I moved a little fast, but it's just a matter of going through the different sections in the landing page, and filling out what you want it to look like. So I think the hardest part really is in the headline and coming up with your hook, thinking that through and then testing that in the process. And I think you were just messing with me, so I'm not even going to listen to what you say next. Yeah, see, you take me so seriously. I know. All right. Now, start a drip with Fannie Mae properties only. Yeah, and that's what I was going to say, Paul. That's a really great a really great lead into where I was going to go next with this. Now that we have this set up, it's a very basic funnel, but I want to add in a second step, kind of a second step survey that would get people excited that they're going to be getting. And we can even do it without a second step. Let's add a checkbox. How about this? Let's add a checkbox. Wants eligible properties. Name this checkbox. And wants eligible properties. And we'll type in, yes, please also send me weekly list of properties that are eligible for this program. So it's coming up down at the bottom. I'm going to change my color to black. Drag it up here. Now I'm going to change my container a little bit. Okay. I'm going to get rid of my footer. I don't need it right now. Well, here. Actually, we'll just put company info. Or your info will not be shared. Since we're making a template, I'm just going to do it like this. Okay. Please also send me a weekly list of properties that are eligible for this program. All right, I'm probably going to clean this up after, guys. I don't like the way that it's like a lot of text here. I'll probably change the colors and kind of pop it up, spice it up, maybe do a new image. But the message is here. Please also send me a weekly list of properties eligible for this program. And as Paul was just saying, he's saying, hey, now the drip campaign becomes, here are properties that are Fannie Mae eligible, which is pretty easy to do. If we go into the drip module here, we can create a drip campaign. Create a new drip, Fannie Mae Homepath. The Fannie Mae First-Time Buyers Program. Hi, thanks for checking out the details about the Fannie Mae Homepath program. Here's a link. Here's a link to some properties in the area that should be eligible. Link. Do you need a certain number of bedrooms? Or is there a specific school district you might want to move to? Right? Ryan. Signature. So here's this email. Thanks for checking it out. Conversational. Here's a link to some properties in the area. Link. Do you need, and then open-ended question at the end with an expectation of response. Do you need a certain number of bedrooms, or is a specific school district you want to move to? And most people would feel rude not to respond to that, right? A lot of them are going to say, yeah, I'm not, or they might just say, I'm not looking to buy right now. No, I need 3 bedrooms. But that's your first email in the drip. Save drip. Okay. Gotta go back to drips here. Edit. That's a little bit of a user experience thing. I realize that you have to go back, save the drip, and then come back to add another one. I'll ask Bill to work on that, but not too big a deal. Our first drip is there, and now we can add a new one and just do, a current list of Fannie Mae eligible closing cost assistance properties, something like that. Hi, here's this week's list. Link. Feel free to be in touch anytime. casual, Ryan, day 7. And then your drip campaign can simply be, if you want to keep it really easy, just keep duplicating this. You guys have seen me do this the last few sessions, but you could, if you wanted to, just keep duplicating the same email, sending it on day 14, and you've got something there, as long as the link dynamically updates. And then in between, you would send blast promotions to this list with detail, maybe something about credit repair. Think about what the list is, a list of fixer-uppers, an open house, offer a tour of properties. Like, I'm going to do a Fannie Mae eligible home tour this Sunday. You send those off to get conversions off of this list. And then finally, to complete the funnel, we'll just go back and we'll tie it just so everybody knows how to do this. Once you've built the drip, you've built the capture page separately, you can tie everything together by clicking the little gear and tying the drip campaigns, Fannie Mae Homepath. And now anybody who opts into that will get that campaign. Soon, guys, I can't say when, but hopefully pretty soon, you'll be able to just copy the drip campaign and the squeeze page all with one little click from the Vine. That will be so wonderful, and I can really go to town writing these out for you when that happens. So that's about it. A new funnel. Let me make it available in the Vine. I don't want you guys to see how I do this. Because if there's a little joke, if there's a prankster out there, you'll kind of see how we make things in the Vine. So I'll do that after the session. There's a little code I use to put it into the Vine. I don't know why you do it. All right. Like Mike Kemper, I know that if I show you the tag, you'll do some like porn type, we know how you are, pages, and you'll throw them in there, and it'll just be a big mess. All right. So after, I'll make this available to all you guys right after we get off the session. Actually, guys, just so you know, I think Mike is totally the opposite of that type of character. You seem to be a good family guy, Mike, so sorry to soil your name like that. All right. Can you move that submit button to the top? Mark is asking. Let's take a look. Yeah, Bill is working on that today, guys. All the stuff with moving fields around, he is working on that today. You're addressing, Mark, where it gets a little buggy moving fields. That should be fixed soon. And also the way that things center in the box. Sometimes if you're using a big monitor, they can run off the page and look weird on some monitors. That's also being fixed today. So, yep. Maybe you request a loan officer to contact them for a pre-qual. So, guys, this is what Paul's saying. If you guys want to add a little more spice to this page, absolutely. You could do. There's a lot of flexibility here. You can have a checkbox that says, "Hey, do you want a mortgage guy to call you?" Maybe that would be a second page. Enter your number. Another thing you can do is do a quick video. Says, "Hey, thanks. We've emailed the information." You can email the information. In the meantime, if you want to start the mortgage process now, click below, and you would click. You would use the start the mortgage process template, which should be available in the Vine as well. It might be under mortgage, just so you know. So if we come here and we go to mortgage. Yeah, there's a start the mortgage process page. There's also another version of it under tools in the members area. All of this, guys, get started with it. If you have an idea, you want to use this idea, that you want to do a thank you video introducing yourself and telling them what to do. But if maybe you do all this and you get a little hung up tying all these pages together, that's one of the benefits of membership here at Reticulous. If you want to open a support ticket and say, "Hey, Mike, hey, Ryan, Jeff, guys, I just need you to, I built this page, I built that. Can you take a look and tie it together for me?" We have no problem with that. So don't get muddled in that. Just try to use the core concept here. Capture page, drive traffic with an ad, do your best to incubate by sending content. We're here to help you with the technical, if you mess that up. Sorry if my audio is sounding strange, Anita. Goran, we haven't been able to figure out. As far as I know, the video embed is working on the email blast whenever I send it out. Short term, if you want to do, you can kind of use our document uploader in the members area and do it with HTML. Yeah, sorry. any way to insert two pictures side by side that are individually clickable inside of a capture page? Probably with a table with HTML, but I'd like to know, Anita, what the use is for that. You know, what you're thinking, because it might be easier just to do them on top of each other. Yeah, I'd be curious to know what the use is, and maybe we can help get that done. Oh, and that was you, Mark. I'm sorry. Sorry, Anita, that wasn't you. That was GoToWebinar giving me the wrong person. Oh yeah, keeping the page not as long. Sure. With two clickables on one page, I guess on a thank you page you might be thinking, on one line. Yeah, you might need to use a table or try to a center and then just do both images, but keep them small enough that they fit within the container and they may show up on one line for you. All right, I'm reading through the comments. Some of you guys are pretty funny. How was that? How did we do for a session today? We've got a new template now available for you to use. I'm going to add it as soon as we hang up. Around the Fannie Mae idea. Thanks very much, Paul, for contributing that. You also won the contest. So just hit me up after. Tell me where you want traffic sent. We'll get you some traffic. Do screencasting, guys. It's pretty fun. Don't be afraid. One of the cool things, I'm a total goofball. I don't shower enough. Most of my screencasts don't have me. You don't have to put yourself in there. You know, it could just be your voice. If you're afraid, don't show your webcam. Just talk. Let your expertise shine through, and then as you get better, maybe you'll be a little less shy about having your face there. But people are gonna kind of get to know who you are. You might be surprised by your cast. I talked to a guy yesterday who I've known his name for 3-4 years. We'd never talked. We knew of each other. We'd never talked, and he was like, yeah, I just I don't know what you're doing with that screencast thing, but he was obviously watching, and we had a certain amount of rapport for no reason. We knew each other from the web. So I don't know what my point is there, but I'm saying just do it. Do some screencasts this week. I guess that's your homework. Mark's dropping me a bunch of HTML. I don't know if that's going to work. Maybe. Mark, just send me email Ryan@reticulous.com. Give me the 2 images and attachments. Tell me what you want them linked to, and tell me the name of the page in your lead barrel account, and I'll see. Hopefully today I can get in there and go, monkey around with it. Okay, well, thanks everybody for being on. I don't know if that might work. That looks like an ordered list to me, so I'm not sure. It might. Okay, well, yeah, thanks, Mike. Just can I do a better job next time? All right, guys, that's enough. Thank you, everybody, for being on. I'll get the recording live. There is a session. You guys may have seen this product around, but I think it's pretty good content on Friday from a guest. An email went out. They gave me the swipe. I'll be honest. They gave me the email, the copy to send. I mailed it out. It looks pretty. It's about YouTube, and that ties in with what we've been doing lately with video. It might be worth watching this Friday if you want to check that out. So talk to everybody soon. And thanks for being on this week's live Reticulous Strategy session. Are there transcripts of anything walking through using the bind? Paul, there's help videos. There's a help video tab. But yeah, let me know what you have in mind. Maybe we need to document the lead barrel a little better. Let me know and I'll record whatever it is. Okay, see you guys later.